So guys, welcome back to RBR and welcome back to my favorite car of them all. Yes, beyond the Turbo S, beyond all the GTs and everything I've owned, the C63 S Coupe pre-facelift in its motorsport spec, coupe form, ticks all of the boxes for me. It's loud, it's the quintessential AMG. Now about a year ago, I rebought this car and I restored it to its factory look, but today we're going to be looking at some small but significant changes to improve both the look and the sound of the car. I really wanted to share this with you guys because I think these are mods that would really benefit your cars as well, and I've got the perfect partners for you in this video. The first thing I'm going to do is upgrade the looks to the facelift version to bring the car more up to spec with modern AMGs. The second thing, we're going to look at how to get this really difficult wheel finish done to factory OEM standards. And finally, we're going to increase the sound of both this car and even the facelift car using a very, very simple module by Renntech Europe. It's the world's simplest installation. It's going to take me about 5 seconds. I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you what it sounds like after that. I'll show you what the facelift sounds like as well. Then we'll go on a drive and see how much difference it's made when you're driving as well. And within this video, you will see a teaser of my C63 Black Series being resprayed to real solar beam yellow. Look out for that. So without further ado, let's upgrade my C63 S. So guys, I'm a huge C63 addict. A lot of you know that already. This is actually my 12th C63, I believe, and we'll go into every single one I've had in a video in the future. But yeah, I absolutely love them. But I've actually had a newer one than this. I've actually had the facelift. But what many of us in Europe, UK and the USA found is that the facelift car's sound became subdued due to EU regulations imposed upon AMG. So I did what any insane petrolhead would do and sell the newer car and buy the older one, which was louder. But being a slightly older car, it needed some restoration. For example, I had the paint corrected and PPF put on it and the stripes reapplied at Dub Customs. Then I even had the seat leathers replaced direct from AMG, done at Proto Trim. But the most stressful part of the whole restoration was getting these wheels back to their original 100% factory finish. But luckily I had the perfect partners for it, and it was curb safe. Now I warn you guys, this footage is extremely satisfying to watch. So much so that one video of this on my TikTok has done 6.3 million views. Please enjoy. So guys, this is a multi-stage process that is damn satisfying in pretty much every stage. So curb safe started by dipping the wheels in an acid tub to get rid of all of the paint and vinyl that was previously on the car and prep it for the brand new spray job. As you can see, the acid is some scary stuff and it's peeling off the paint as if it was nothing. Again, supremely satisfying to watch. Now, the first layer that goes on is the black base coat. And we can see that unicolor non-metallic black going on the wheels now. But that's not the most satisfying bit. This is it, the application of the yellow edge, or the first part of it. And this is what got 6 million plus views on TikTok. You can see why, because it's so satisfying to watch yellow go on the black, which is why I played the song Black and Yellow, Black and Yellow. Now a part that requires a lot of skill, and that is masking the edge to make that yellow edge work. But it has to be so finely done so it doesn't look like it's been done by hand. After this, you've guessed it, we go back again with further coating of the original black paint. Then my personal favorite bit, which is peeling off that masked edge to reveal the lovely yellow finish. And as for the AMG logo, we actually get powder coated black dipped into the logo in order to finish it in black. And then finally, the powder lacquer to finish the wheel off. And as you can see here, they look absolutely perfect, just like the factory OEM finish having come out of the baking booth. So an extremely complex procedure requiring a lot of know-how and skill, done like it was absolutely nothing by the guys at CurbSafe. Here they are back on the monster, and away we go back home. So guys, there you go, the wheels are complete and they look absolutely perfect. They are exactly as the car was when it rolled off the line. CurbSafe have done an incredible job. In fact, they were the ones who also did Schmee's wheels on his Black Series, so they can handle simpler jobs to the more complicated stuff like this. So if you want to get anything done on your wheels, I highly recommend them. Go to them, give them the code RBI, and you'll get a bit of a discount off your wheel job as well. Now guys, to the looks of the car. The great thing about the pre-facelift was of course the sound, but what I lost was the digital cluster, which I can live without because I like analog. But one thing that I didn't want to live without was the new aggressive looks of the facelift. So I got the parts directly from AMG via Rock Studio. Details down below if you want to do the same. And I've gone for the full aerodynamic package with carbon, but I needed to get it installed. It's not as simple as you think it might be. So I went to the same body shop that is currently handling the respray of my C63 Black Series. It is the official body shop for Mercedes-Benz World Brooklands, and that is Fast Lane Paint and Body. So as you can see at the moment, she's completely stock in every way. And what I've done is I've got all of the facelift parts here direct from AMG. Let's go over each one, starting with the front end, then we'll check out what's going on in the rear. So what a lot of people do, they just change the grille thinking that that's all that changes. So we have the new Pan Americana grille here, as it used to be called, the AMG specific grille. You get a different type of center star, which will go in the middle. Even the badge is actually slightly different. But what most people don't realize is these sections around the car actually change as well. I'll show you what the current ones look like. But in the new one, you'll see that the jet wing design is completely different. You get this aero element in the middle and it's much more open. And on the undermouth, again, is very much like AMG GT and GTR. So we get a very kind of open and aggressive looking lower mouth as well. Next, we come onto the rear end. This is the bit I'm really excited about, even more than the front grille. I'll explain to you why. Let me just show you how gorgeous these pieces are. First of all, we've got the much larger exhaust tips. So these are the 90mm ones that come off the facelift. Look how gorgeous they look, and they are super big. I'm going to show you the difference between this and the pre-facelift ones. Don't let anyone ever tell you that size doesn't matter. It does matter. I really love those tips, but surrounding them is going to be the facelift aerodynamic package carbon diffuser. Check out how gorgeous this is, guys. Compared to the pre-facelift, which had too much black plastic, AMG went for full carbon surround on this with gloss black, which is going to look absolutely epic. I'll show you what the previous one looks like, and then we will compare when it's all done. Now let's let the guys at Fast Lane crack on. Love those parts, can't wait to see them on there. So the installation of the aerodynamic parts, particularly on the rear diffuser, is not a simple job. It requires some drilling and some skill and know-how. That's why I chose the official MB body shop of Mercedes-Benz Brooklands, which is Fast Lane Paint and Body. They handle things like the complete rebuild of a G500 from its chassis all the way to the paint. And they are also currently respraying my C63 Black Series in AMG Solar Beam Yellow, but in a new product called Fast Lane Protect, which is actually peelable paint. Can't wait to bring this video to you guys. I've seen the result and it is epic. And now let's see what the car looks like after all the work has been done and the facelift parts are applied. So there you go, guys. How much more aggressive does that front end look? The facelift parts really suiting the Edition one because you've got this vertical stripe and you've got the vertical grille of the AMG specific grills here. So the teeth matching the look of the stripe, and it's so much better. As I said, you need to get the entire mouth. The only thing I haven't done is the lights, which I am thinking about. What I did actually change was the rear lights to the facelift ones. Most people don't realize, but they're actually quite a bit darker. And on a spec like this, it makes quite a big difference. So now, rather than showing its face with the 35 AMG series, it's got a proper AMG specific grille to match something like the AMG GTR. And now, guys, the rear facelift parts, as you can see, we've got the aerodynamic diffuser, as I showed you, with the carbon element. Looks great. It looks a lot more in shape with the rest of the rear end than I think the pre-facelift was. Everything just flows a little bit better and looks less of an add-on. The best bit, of course, is the bigger 90mm pipes. But now that we have these bigger pipes, I want bigger sound as well, being a typical AMG addict. Now, most modern cars have their exhaust flaps controlled electronically, and normally they're only fully open either at high speeds or high rev ranges. But what if you could keep them open all the time? Enter Renntech Europe with a very simple to install module, and it can be done both on your facelift and pre-facelift and keep the valves open the whole time. I'm going to show you how to install that right now. So guys, very simply in the boot, open this area, remove this cover, Here is our Renntech module. The exhaust valve connection is normally these two connected together, and all we've done is connected the Renntech module in between them, so we've latched it onto each side of the wire. That's it, done. And boom, there you go. What was that? The sum total of about 5 seconds. So what we get at the end of that is a remote that can either make the car stock or keep the valves open the whole time. I want to show you what that sounds like right now for both this and the facelift. Now, on this remote, we've got button 1 and button 2. One of them keeps the car completely stock, and the second one will keep the valves open the whole time. Let's start with the stock and remind you what this car sounds like. Now, that's with the valves closed, and when I press this button, you hear a sudden change because now they are open 100%. Now, let me show you what it sounds like in comfort first, with the valves closed. And now in the same mode, but with the valves open. Now bear in mind, that's just in comfort mode. Let's do the same in race. It's insane. See, now that is literally AMG GTR levels of pops and bangs and revs coming out of this, a C63 S coupe. That is insane. That's why I love this car so much. Now, before I show you what it sounds like when you're driving, let me show you the difference that it makes in the facelift. Obviously, it's not as much because the pops and bangs are still controlled by the ECU, but in terms of volume, it really helps. So let me show you that right now. So guys, RBR viewer Alex from Stuttgart, who also has the Renntech module, has very kindly sent this in. We're going to start with emotion start in comfort with the valves off, and then the Renntech module on and emotion start once again, and you can see you get a little bit more volume. Now we're going to do some revs in comfort, again with the valve off, and now with the Renntech module on. And now we're going to shift it into race mode. Again, this is the stock system. And now if we turn the valves on with the Renntech module, you get that much more volume. So there you go guys, even the facelift sounding much better, bang for buck. If you don't want a new system, you just want a simple plug and play solution for both pre-facelift and facelift, this Renntech Europe module is a great option. The link is down below for those different ones for you to get them. Now, let me show you the difference that it makes when you're actually driving the car. So guys, we're going to start in the C63 owner's staple mode, which is comfort with exhaust on. Already you can hear the V8 rumble. And this is what it's all about in C63 S. It's not about driving at crazy speeds. It's about when you're pottering about, you get this wonderful, powerful GTR-like V8 rumble. And of course the engines are similar, aren't they? Of course one is dry sump, one is wet sump, but essentially the same engine. So you're getting the sound of the flagship AMG GT when you're just pottering about town. Now with the valves open thanks to the Renntech module, you get even more of that rumble, and it's really pronounced even in comfort mode. So if I slow it down, and let's say you're doing, I don't know, 20 miles an hour and you just take off, listen to that. That's comfort. It sounds absolutely bloody brilliant. No modern car today has the kind of sound that these cars back from 2016 had. These were the absolute peak of oral motoring pleasure. I want to hear from you C63 S owners in the comments if you do the same as me. I know you do already because I know how you behave, but comfort mode, exhaust on, isn't it absolutely just the best mode? I really love it to pieces, listen to that. And this is where the Renntech module really comes into its own, because it's in that type of rev range and comfort mode, lower revs, that the valves tend to be a bit more closed. But with the Renntech module keeping them open, you get that much more coming out of the exhaust. And this bit is absolutely addictive. You don't get it in the M4, you don't get it in any of the Audi RS cars. It is the C63's selling point, which is again why I'm so worried about that 4-cylinder C63. You're missing all of this experience probably in that car. Let's see what the future holds. But now, let's get into the mode that we care about, race mode. Now, just doing this, listen to that. You can make this car play exactly as you want it to. It is so pleasurable, the C63. Lift your foot off the throttle, you get pops and bangs, pops and bangs, pops and bangs. Heavy and powerful V8 rumble. Strong upshift. Same is true in normal Sport Plus mode as well. For me, there is no car in the world that sounds as good as the C63 S. It's just the right amount. It's not Lamborghini supercar in your face, but there's a wonderful, powerful V8 rumble that everyone can respect. And then when you really push it, sound that will remind you of the AMG GTR. And when you come to a stop, so pleasurable, even coming to a standstill. So guys, that's the Renntech module added to my C63 S, plus all the facelift changes. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're a C63 S owner, there is no reason why you shouldn't get it, either pre-facelift and definitely facelift. It's only going to increase that wonderful C63 S stock experience. So if you enjoyed this, please do like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'm going to enjoy the car of my dreams. See you guys next time.